ACC football is brought to you by Blimpie and by Hyundai. ACC football is brought to you by Honda Generators and by Hardee's Texas Barbecue Thick Burger. Well, plenty of shops around town here on Parents Weekend. Mom and Dad,
I want one of those hats right there. I need some hair.
Hopefully that's nobody's dad right there. That's a Wake Forest student. They're a little bit embarrassed. Dad, why do you always have to come to town on Parents Weekend? Welcome back, everybody, to the Hyundai Halftime Report. Coy, 17-0. BC has gotten all over Wake on both sides of the ball, but Wake Forest will get the kickoff to open the second half. They've got to get something going on this opening drive.
They've got to. Early in the game, they had a drive that they put together and showed a little bit of life getting John Wolford back, but it's been all about that Boston College defense. I mean, they're just out there as stout as can be. Look at the rush yards, -3 rush yards. Wake Forest only has 3 first downs in this game. It's just been dominant defense, the way they like to play it up there in Boston College.
Well, Algie and Coach sent it to us, said we were looking pretty good. I have to say, you guys look good, and the house that Grove helped build is looking good as well, BB&T Field. We'll be right back. Picking in a grin, BC, Coach Adazio and company running things in the first half, 17-0. Our halftime score, about to get things going in the second half, and Olivia Harlan has Coach Dave Clausen of Wake Forest.
Coach, you just got a chance to regroup at the half. What did you tell your team, and how do you slow down their defensive penetration?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, we're playing a legitimate ACC defense, and they've got big, strong guys, and we're getting overwhelmed up front, but our guys just got to keep competing. We're going to keep things positive, and we just got to find a way to make a play and get back in the game. But they're a good defensive front. This is a really good defense, and we're young up front. We're really getting overwhelmed right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Olivia. And well, Coy, what more can you say? They are getting overwhelmed. I mean, it certainly shows.
And Coach Clausen, he's fighting an uphill battle here. This is the 3rd youngest roster in the FBS. Over 70% of this team is a freshman or sophomore. So fighting an uphill battle, trying to get these guys on board. New scheme, new system. They are getting overpowered now, outplayed right now.
Well, a return that came to the 15, but there is a flag down here on the opening kickoff of the second half. A couple penalties early in the game for BC, a team that only averages 3 a game.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, penalty enforced half of this at the goal line, first down.
That's been the story of the afternoon, the first half anyway. The average field position in the first half to start at the 14-yard line. And here they'll start at just over the 12, make it the 12.5-yard line, so right on par to start the second half. Unfortunately for the true freshman, John Wolford.
He's been getting pressured all game, but how about all season? Being a true freshman as well, he's now getting sacked about 30 times this season. Not counting the times he's been hit, but he still hangs in there. He's tough. He doesn't care that he's going to get hit. He takes it for the team. A lot to look forward to in the future from this Wake Forest offense. Coach Clausen said he's going to go out and find some playmakers to surround John Wolford with, because he's got a live arm, and they think he can take this program in positive direction.
Well, going the wrong direction thanks to Josh Kies. Watch the senior outside linebacker lay this lick. Desmond Wortham, welcome back. Des Wortham, he injured his knee in high school, and we were talking with Coach Jim Grove the other day. He felt like, he recruited him, he felt like getting him, they got a steal thanks to the knee injury, and then it was an Achilles last year. And so it's been a while since he's played some football. Gave him a little bit of a spark last week with 57 yards rushing to lead Wake Forest in the loss to Syracuse. But plays 1 and 2, nothing there for this offense. But a bunch of white jerseys and those gold helmets. Number 11 in the nation when it comes to total defense. And a lot of people talk about Clemson, how good they've been defensively. You know, Florida State's got a lot of good athletes. These guys are fun to watch too from Boston. So a 3rd down and long. They bring 5, picked up, long ball, and almost a big-time catch streaking down the sidelines by Jonathan Williams, but it's broken up. A beautifully thrown football by the freshman, but it's incomplete.
Cameron Moore there. You see the deep middle field safety. Dominic Wilson gets a great break on the ball, but it was Cameron Moore, the true freshman, 5'11", 186. Look at the concentration, folks. He keeps his offhand off the receiver and strikes the pocket, doesn't let the receiver, Jonathan Williams, come down with it. It was a nicely placed football from Walford, trying to put the ball up, let his playmaker make a play, get something happening. But the true freshman, Cameron Moore, outstanding defense.
Alex Cano, and won't quite make it to the 45-yard line.
How about Tyler Murphy today and his ball mechanics, the discipline about the details. Look at that. Had the defense full, had our cameraman full, had me full, everyone. Stick the ball in, pull it out. You get that run game going. Look at that. Gets the defense to pause and freeze. Next thing you know, you've seen it one too many times and you thought it was going to be a run again, and now he's throwing the ball over your head on a play action pass. This guy, his attention to detail has been the difference maker. Again, you watch this tape of this offense, you'll see wide receivers running wide open. It's because of those ball mechanics from Murphy.
Here's Hilliman. Hilliman outside, gets it turned. A flag down. A 1st down if it stands, but this one probably in the area where you've got an offensive hold and everybody with a white uniform on is backtracking. So all for naught. And now the average field position has been fantastic.
Holding, offense number 18, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
So that's the 5th penalty of the day on Steve Adazio's team, as you mentioned earlier, least penalized in the ACC. And you see it there at the end of the
display. 5 already, and just beginning the 2nd half of this game. This is a team that averaged only 4 coming into the game. One of the best in the ACC, in fact, the best when it comes to playing disciplined football, not hurting yourself. This is uncharacteristic of his squad. Coach Adazio not happy about that.
Well, and he told Olivia going into the halftime locker room he wanted to clean that up. And first play from scrimmage offensively, they don't. Sherman Alston can't get outside. Made 1 guy miss, but not 2. It was Markel Lee, the middle linebacker. The Buck, as they call him here on this Wake defense. There to stop him. So a good positive play here on 1st down, and it's 2nd down and long after the penalty.
This was all about Markel Lee there, number 8, nowhere to go. Now to the pitch man, Hunter Williams, where he needed to be out of his rover position. Missed the tackle, but his buddy Markel Lee there to clean it up. This guy had a monster game last week, 7 tackles, tackle for loss. Tyler Murphy tried to get on the edge, run an option, and good disciplined defense. Nowhere to go with the ball. 2nd and long.
Miles Willis this time. Rides him for a while. Finally giving it up to Willis is Murphy. And the hard-charging Wake Forest defense is there for him. Markel Lee, Ziggy Allen, Ryan Janvion. And a 3rd down and long. So, offensively, you had your 4th rather, 3 and out. Just moments ago, you might have a chance to get off the field here defensively and get it back in the hands of the offense, see if they can get anything moving. So 2 of 5 on 3rd down for Boston College. They've got to make the 35-yard line of Wake Forest to stay alive here on this drive. 36 rather make it. Out of the empty set as he's getting hit. And the pressure is coming late, and ball's thrown, hitting the turf.
Big Josh Banks, we talked about him in the open, one of the guys that wreck shop in the middle, 6'4", 260 pounds. These guys, when they can get their cleats in the dirt and come up with a pass rush, they're good. You know, these defensive backs, they work good in tandem, and that's the position they wanted to get Boston College in. Make them throw a traditional drop-back pass, let those guys up front go hunt. You know, Josh Banks, he's their best interior guy.
A lot of starters on the defense play on this special teams unit. They go for the block there. Don't get the block. Punt is off by Howell. And Jared Crump calls for the fair catch. And once again, Wake will start inside their own 15. Up at the quad Oh, hey, I think she kind of likes it. We'll be right back. ACC football is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC, Toyota, Haviland, and Food Lion. The ACC trophy from 2006. The champions of the Atlantic Coast Conference, led by head coach Jim Grove, ended up being the National Coach of the Year, go on to play in the Orange Bowl. What a fantastic run, not just there in 2006, but pretty much the whole time Coach Grove was here at running things. This Wake Forest Demon Deacons old team trying to get things running now, and here's the most positive yardage we've seen in a while on first down. The true freshman, John Wolford, will tuck it and go up near the chain. Second down and short here. Wojak and Kai is finally getting her down.
John Wolford's the first true freshman quarterback to start an opener in Wake Forest school history. He's just one of 3 true freshmen to start at quarterback from opening day here in 2014 in the college football landscape.
So a second down and short. A lot more favorable for the play caller, but you got to get some positive yardage. Second down and short turns into third down and medium. Desmond Wortham goes down, and Kevin Cavalier, again, a big tackle behind the line of scrimmage, Coy.
Yeah, again, Kevin Cavalier all over the field today. You know that he's a guy that you can count on to do his job. Wortham tried to bounce it to the outside there, but Cavalier's right exactly where he needs to be, and he'll be that way every time with energy and intensity. Love watching this guy play on tape and here today at BB&T Field.
Deeks 0 for 6 on third down. Can they make it count right here on third down and 5? Here comes the pressure. Picked up time, and Serenay, first down. They'll move the chains right across the middle, and Cam Serenay, the freshman tight end, refusing to go down. Finally, it's Cameron Moore who wrestles him to the turf.
Boston College trying to bring the pressure there up the middle. Great pickup by Wortham, who was beat earlier in the game by Strezak. But how about Wolford staying in there, finding his open man Serenay, who's been his top target here in 2014. Got something rolling now.
So again, 3 or 4 on first down will help you out on that second down call. And well, we mentioned 2006, the ACC champs, and playing in the Orange Bowl and helping Coach Grove and the Deeks out. This guy, the Jacksonville product, Jacksonville Bowls, Riley Skinner, ACC Rookie of the Year in 2006. Stepped in when Ben Mock got hurt in the first game, and the school record for most career touchdowns when it was all done. That's your Synovus Greatness Made Here profile. And Wake on second down and long. That one tipped, lucky to find the turf. And an incomplete pass, so third down and 8, trying to get back-to-back third down conversions. But Coach Grove has compared John Wolford, Dave Clausen's new quarterback, to Riley Skinner, which says a lot around these parts, Coy.
Yes, you know, and Coach Clausen just raved about how fierce of a competitor John Wolford is. He's got the live arm like Skinner. He's got the immaculate accuracy when he has time to throw. Back to that. Here they're going to throw a double move. He's got time to throw. He's got one open. Bates down the field he goes. Jonathan Williams off the double move. Offensive line now giving Wolford time to throw. And like we saw last week when Wake Forest played Syracuse, when he has time to throw, he'll put the ball where he needs to be. The pump fake first. He comes back to his left after the safety voids the middle of the field. And Williams, outstanding job looking that ball in. Had this corner beat and beat badly. Great hustle there by Boston College to lay out. Save the touchdown.
Williams, the sophomore, goes for 46 yards. That, Coy, the longest play of the year for Wake Forest. Rolling, trying to get their first points of the game here with 8:40 and ticking left in the third quarter. Again, good protection. Again, the connection. This one a short completion to Cam Serenay. And Cam Serenay, one of the finalists on that John Mackey watch list, one of 33 in the nation and one of 2 freshmen. The other freshman, Virginia Tech's Bucky Hodges. So a gain of 4. Second down and 6 now. give him 3 rather. We'll call it 2nd down and 7 as Wolford checks over with his coaching staff. The give is to Wortham. Desmond Wortham stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brian Mahalik, the senior defensive end, on the stop.
You got to give credit to the coaches for making halftime adjustments for Wake Forest. The first half, Boston College defense pressuring at will. Anytime it was a pass, Wolford getting pressured and hurried in the pocket. Now they're picking up some of these pressures, and Wolford's delivering.
3rd and 7, 9th play of the drive. A situation, things get tighter down here. Any defensive coordinator likes to stir it up and bring some heat, especially in the red zone, and especially Don Brown. We'll just bring 4 here. A couple games played by the defensive lineman. Picked up, good coverage down the field, and thrown out of bounds. Jonathan Williams, the intended target, but 2 guys on him. And a quick round of applause, you know, Don Brown.
Defensive backs plastered all over. There you see Manuel Esprilla. Other defensive backs rally to come to try to further blanket the receivers. Nowhere to go for Wolford. That smart job throwing the ball away.
28-yard attempt for Mike Weaver. The redshirt freshman has been perfect on the year and remains that way. Now 9 of 9, and get that goose egg out of the scoring column. Wake Forest is on the board, but they still trail by 2 touchdowns. It'll be Tyler Murphy and the Eagles when we come back. So John Wolford, the true freshman quarterback, calling upstairs and calling the right numbers on that drive. A 69-yard drive and 3 points, the end result. 3 of 5 now on 3rd downs. All 3 conversions coming on that drive. It was over all through the first half and early in this second half. So a 14-point lead now for BC. Dave Clawson's team trying to play some defense as they've stiffened as of late against this Boston College running attack. Dudek, Miles Willis deep to receive. And it will be Willis from inside his own 5. Here we go. Couple big licks. Ball ends up at the 25-yard line, and that's where Murphy and the Eagles will start. Time now for our Bass Pro Shop catch of the game. It's a whopper. Biggest play of the year for the Wake Forest offense. And it's Wolford to Jonathan Williams. 46 yards right down the middle of the field. Had him knocking at the door, but the Eagle defense stiffens and holds him to 3 points. That's your Bass Pro Shops catch of the day, catch of the year perhaps, if they can get the momentum going and get things turned back around against BC. Stuffing up the middle one more time here on 1st down, so a 2nd down and long coming up for the Eagles.
Get this Wake Forest defense to buck up now. They know the opportunity in front of them. Got points on the board, built some momentum coming out of the second half. Coach Adazio's squad is looking at this defense and they're showing some energy right now, some oomph. They're going to bring the pressure here, 2nd and long. Look for Wake Forest to bring some pressure to stop this rush.
It must be a nice time for the Deacs to turn one over. No turnovers today for either team. And get a short field after a turnover and put their offense in position to continue to chipping away that clock here in the 3rd quarter as we near 6 minutes remaining. Alongside Coy Wire and Olivia Harlan down on the field, I'm James Bates. So glad you're with us here as we bring you BC, the Boston College Eagles, and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Last Saturday in October, the home stretch is coming up, and these Boston College Eagles are trying to find themselves in a bowl game when the dust settles. Right now, 4 wins on the season, could easily be 6-1, 2 very close losses. 3rd down and long. The blitz picked up. He's going to be just shy, it looks, is Dan Crimmins, the former tight end, that big body, getting close to that 35-yard line. But it will be a 4th down and 1. And so here comes the punting unit for Boston College. What a stand for the Deacs.
Demon Deacons defense there, delivering a 3 and out. just the right time. We're bringing the pressure here on this punt. And he shanked one.
Up about the 30-yard line off the foot of Alex Howell. Best field position to start the day after the 36-yard punt. But they trail by 14. Got to get to work when we come back. Well, a tale of two halves so far anyway when you look at the offensive numbers. The second 3 and out forced by the Wake Forest defense. Tyler Murphy and company back over on the bench. And something going now for the offense of the Deacs, led by true freshman John Wolford. It was only 6 yards total in the entire first half. 6 tackles for loss by the BC defense. And rolling and throwing to Pike. Devin Pike with the completion from John Wolford. So again, success on first down, Coy.
We're going to a little play action bootleg pass. Got Serenade in the immediate flat, but it was Devin Pike, the true freshman, who started out tight to the line of scrimmage, sold it, then busted out to the flat, beating his man in coverage. Excellent execution, keeping the momentum flowing here for the Demon Deacons.
Second down and 2 now. Isaiah Robinson. Robinson lowers his hat. He'll have a first down. They'll move the chains. So Robinson, a freshman. We've seen Wortham, a freshman. We know John Wolford, that true freshman. Boy, you got to remember, there are a lot of offensive linemen that are being redshirted for Wake right now as we take another look at it. And with Pike and Serenade, a lot of youth, young guys starting to make plays here. Firing across the middle, complete. That's Crump, Jared Crump. Down to the 39-yard line of BC, and Wake Forest, the tempo now as they're over the ball.
Don Brown's defense in a bit of a predicament now because the pressure that they had been sending early in the game is getting picked up. We see Wake Forest going to some tempo. Don't let them change the defense. Keep them there.
18-yard pickup. Daniels came blitzing, and they'll stuff the run in a hurry. No gain, and maybe a half-yard loss. There's Truman Goodapple in there to drop Isaiah Robinson. That's a whole lot of that all day long. Connor Wojak and company have been getting in the backfield of the Deacs court.
They have, and they played extremely well in the first half. But now you got to give the credit to the offensive coaches, staff, and brain trust there for Wake Forest for making those halftime adjustments. Wake Forest has found a way to move the football against this defense.
Robinson vacates the backfield, screen set up. A good job by Wolford, but an even better job by guys defensively. Wojak getting over there. Mike Strezak as well on the wide receiver screen.
You see the jailbreak screen. You see all the offensive linemen, Intamin included, coming out to try to set up a wall there for Crump to come in behind. They tried it earlier in the game. They threw that earlier in the game. It was a misfire. They came back to it there. Excellent job by Boston College rallying to it. Sean Sylvia on cleanup job. Josh Harris is the lineman down for the Demon Deacons, and just as that offensive line, it's kind of what we talked about earlier, whether it's on third downs, as they're starting to get momentum, then something happens. It's a turnover, and here we go. They're putting together a second consecutive drive, and now you have one of those linemen, that offensive line, already thin and now injured on the field. That's kind of been the theme for Wake Forest this season. We'll hope the big Josh Harris is okay. We're checking him out now, but they've been playing extremely well coming out of the second half at halftime here at 18.
That is the sophomore Josh Harris, the 6'4", 310-pounder from Milton, Georgia. I'll give him, a round of applause as he'll walk off. I hate to self-promote, but next week on ACC Gridiron Live, we'll have the first ever college football playoff top 25 rankings, plus we'll preview the biggest games next week in the ACC. It's ACC Gridiron Live with television's Coy Wire. Coach Jim Grove, Wake Forest fans, Algie Crumpler, and myself, presented by McAllister's Deli. Check your local listings and check us out. Got Coy up here in the booth. Olivia Harlan down there on the turf. She's got her turf shoes on today. Enjoying this beautiful afternoon in Winston-Salem. 3rd down and 8 as the Deacs try to make it a victorious afternoon. Little trouble with the snap. Standing in there strong, Wolford. So he will be stopped shy of the yardage needed for first down, Cam Serenay. It's Strezak, the junior linebacker, there to wrap him up. So a fourth down now, and looks to be about 3 or 4.
Wake Forest going to go for it here. It would have been about a 50-yard field goal. Wolford telling the crowd to hush a bit so he can tell his guys where to line up and where to go on a fourth down attempt. They completed one last week, Casey.
Backers are walking up, all 3 of them. Kais, Daniel, Strezak, all picked up and leaving the empty middle of the field, and it will be a first down. E.J. Scott with the catch, and the true freshman stands in there with the heat coming to convert.
That's that toughness and tenacity that Coach Clausen loves in his young gunslinger. How about the running back stepping up, picking up the blitzer, and E.J. Scott sitting down in the zone, knowing that Sean Sylvia is flying across to try to get there, but Wolford gets it there just in time.
Wolford 4 of 4 on this drive. Olivia Harlan told you the story earlier. He's playing against his brother, the fullback for Boston College. Boy, would he like to get back to the winning ways and have bragging rights in the Wolford house. Back in Jacksonville, Florida. Back to the ground on first down and a short gain to bring up second down and 7. Isaiah Robinson on the carry.
Isaiah Robinson, a true freshman. He was the running back that gave Wolford time to make that conversion on the last play. Now he's getting the tough yards there on first down. Just a true freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
It was on that 91-yard drive, best drive of the season last week against Syracuse, that Wake converted on a 4th down and 2. They got a big 4th down conversion here, and now the 9th play of this drive as Wolford steps up and checks. It's a second down and 7 to go here for the Deacs on offense. Again, pressure picked up. The pocket collapses, trying to slip out through a lane, but a good job of disciplined rushing by BC. Let's get it down to Olivia Harlan.
Well, guys, you said it earlier, but this is the first game that Wake hasn't scored first. And now that they have any points on the board, you're starting to see some smiles down here on the sideline, and they're really clicking along on this drive, as you're seeing.
Well, there weren't too many smiles, Olivia, from Dave Clausen coming out of the locker room at halftime, but you're right. A little bit more energy now as his son starts to set here in Winston-Salem. A 3rd down and 9. Oh, the pressure, the shovel pass. They get it out. Robinson almost loose and plenty of room to go. A good tackle to save it by Cavalick. There is a flag down, however. Oh, that was close to being a big hitter. And then up near the goal line, Coy. Dave Clausen, that's not a smile, is it?
No, he's not happy about the activity that happened in the backfield.
There's no foul for working the pass along the corner.
Thought they were going to get a late hit because there was a shovel pass there, and Wolford took a big hit. You're going to see the toughness as well. Wolford, you can hear the crowd's not happy about the way that play, that penalty, that flag was picked up. Coach Clausen not happy at all.
So the 3rd quarter comes to an end with a head coach of Wake Forest fiery mad. Finally, some fire